that there will be a call that will be taken as to what further course of action has to be taken after the Chief Justice of India rises from his bench. Remember, he will be sitting for the entire duration of today's hearing and court proceedings. So Supreme Court will contemplate future course of action as per law. What law says, that will be decided. Now, security officials and the DCP of the Supreme Court can also take suo motu action. That means that no complaint needs to be filed and they can take a cognizance of it and make a suo motu action if required. Now, Chief Justice of India and his decision would be awaited upon as to what he decides what should be done in this matter. Remember, he was sitting for mentionings and we are awaiting what he is going to say about this, and then the further course of action will be decided. Joining us live now from the Supreme Court is Shrishti Ojha. Shrishti, till what time in the day the proceedings of the Supreme Court continue? Because we are assuming after the CJI rises, only then any decision will be taken. So, till what time can we await?
Well, Anjali, the Supreme Court sits till 4 p.m. This incident that we're talking about, which is an extremely shocking and disturbing incident that took place in CJI's courtroom, happened earlier in the morning when the bench sat to hear mentioning of cases. What we hear from lawyers who were present in court is that an attempt was made to throw a shoe at the Chief Justice of India. And while the person was escorted out, a lawyer, in fact, he shouted that India will not tolerate the insult of Sanatana Dharma. The person was escorted by the security personnel outside the courtroom, and then, as per sources, he was eventually detained as well. However, what's important here is also that the Chief Justice of India and the bench remained unfazed by the incident, reacted in a very calm and composed manner, and continued with the hearing despite this disruption. The CJI was also heard telling the lawyers, asking the lawyers to not get distracted by all this, also adding that these things do not affect him. And we saw the bench sit and also continue with the hearings of the cases that were listed before the court. Now, what our sources have also told us as far as future course of action is concerned is because, remember, we're talking about the top court of the country, and this incident having taken place in front of the CJI's bench itself. A call on future course of action will be taken after CJI rises from the bench for the day. As per sources, the top court will contemplate what further course of action needs to be taken. As far as action against the concerned lawyer is concerned, it will be taken as per law. There's also a discussion about the security officials and the DCP taking suo motu action against the concerned lawyer. However, in this case, the CJI's decision has to really be waited upon. So what we're expecting is that a discussion would happen with the Secretary General, according to our sources, and the security officials once CJI rises from the bench after 4. And it will be important to see what decision the Supreme Court administration takes.
Right, Srishti. So we'll be waiting for CJI to rise and to see what he decides. Thank you very much for all those details. But clearly, now reactions are coming in. Let's listen into it.
बहुत ही दुखद घटना है कि एक कोर्ट में वो भी लॉयर ने अगर असॉल्ट किया है, करने का प्रयास किया है, तो एक हम इसकी कड़ी निंदा करते हैं। देखिए, हमारे बार के वो मेंबर हैं जो हमने अभी इंक्वायर किया और पता चला कि वो 2011 के मेंबर हैं। बट बहुत ही दुखद घटना इसलिए हम कह सकते हैं कि जो पता चला कि लॉर्ड विष्णु के मैटर्स में उसमें जो कमेंट आया था ऑनरेबल CJI का, उसी पे ही उन्होंने ऐसा प्रयास किया है। तो ये बहुत ही दुखद घटना है, हम इसकी कड़ी निंदा करते हैं और अगर ये घटना सच है तो एक्शन होना चाहिए।
Okay, now let's try and understand what really happened in the court today. Well, there was an attempt to throw a shoe at the CJI today, and the lawyer was trying to attack the Chief Justice of India inside the Supreme Court, inside the courtroom where the Chief Justice of India sits. He attempted to throw a shoe and shouted won't allow the insult of Sanatana Dharma. Now, this is being seen connected to an earlier remark and a comment that Chief Justice of India had made, but the Chief Justice, after this action happened, was completely unaffected. He was calm and he continued with the proceedings of the court. And it seems that earlier hearing that was under CJI Justice's court, and he had refused to take cognizance of it. He had refused to do anything about that proceeding because he felt it was not under his jurisdiction and made a remark, go pray to Vishnu. It is considered that it could be because of that. Now let's try and understand what was that hearing all about. The beheaded Vishnu plea row. Well, this was a plea that was submitted in the Supreme Court. The plea asked that the Vishnu statue that was apparently beheaded by Mughals, that should be restored. This is a Vishnu idol of Khajuraho. In that proceeding, the Chief Justice of India had made a remark. He said, we cannot give you relief. He said it because it does not fall in the jurisdiction of the court. He said, go pray to your deity. Here he is referring to Vishnu. Now later on, when it became a controversy and there were people jumping into the controversy, the Chief Justice of India had issued a clarification. He had clarified that he respects all religions.